Where's God? Is God here in the church? Is he somewhere else? When we pray, the famous prayer, the great prayer that Jesus said, this is how to pray. Our Father in heaven. That's how it starts. And for me, that's always kind of located God somewhere else. That I'm here, but God is in heaven. God is in another realm, ruling over it. That's where we expect to meet with him and be with him for eternity. But at the moment, heaven is somewhere else. And we pray for God's kingdom to come from heaven, God's rule to come from heaven, where it's done perfectly, to this earth, where it's not done perfectly. But that word, heaven, is actually a plural. It's our Father in the heavens. In Jewish thinking, the heavens were a number of layers. You have the starry heavens, the heaven where God dwelt, the heaven where all the clouds and the weather happened, and the heavens, the air that the birds lived in. Later in Matthew 6, where we read the Lord's Prayer, Jesus talks about the birds of the air, and it uses the word the birds of the heavens. So what if our Father in heaven is actually our Father in the heavens, our Father in all these layers of atmosphere, right down to the very air on our skin, the air that we are breathing in and out, that God is not our Father somewhere else, but God is our Father right here, intensely present around us, within us, surrounding us in every way. And so when things happen like the story in Kings where Elisha prays for his servant's eyes to be opened and he sees all these angels and armies around them, surrounding him and defending them from Israel's enemies, maybe what's happening there is that most of the time our eyes are veiled to the reality of a God who's intensely present. But occasionally God lifts a veil so that we can see what is truly real and what is truly around us. Our Father in the heavens, God in the very air that rests upon our skin, that travels in and out of our lungs. How does seeing God that way affect the way that we might pray, the way that we might live, the way that we might be attentive to God, the way that we might see God's world and God's action in it? Our Father in the heavens, holy is your name.